In this video, I'm going to show us how to put our design in the logo area and start planning out and actually executing our plan for our logo. Now, the two things I had opened up, or I got opened up in our last video, were the symbol bank, all right, and the device holder final. The other thing you may have is your symbol creation template, and that may have things that you need on there, so that's okay also to have opened up. Now, what I do here is I go from my symbol bank, I select the symbol that I want with my selection tool. Alright, so if I wanted this circular, so I select it. I do a Control-C, which is a copy. I move to my device holder final. I do a Control-V, which is a paste. And then one of the things that's important here is holding that ratio while I make it bigger and smaller. So I hold the Shift key down as I use my selection tool to make that bigger and smaller. Now, one of the things I suggest is, remember, your design should take up the majority of this 5 centimeter by 8 centimeter space. It's pretty small already. Don't make it any smaller. Now, the next thing is, I'm going to use some text in here because I want to say Industrial Tech underneath my saw blade. So going to the Type tool, clicking. One of the things to remind about the clicking the Type tool is just click, don't click and drag, because this way it'll allow you to resize it later on, which I will do. I'm going to type in Industrial Tech. Now, one of the things I'm going to do right away is move it to the correct location. I'm also going to select it and go through the different types of font that I can change. That is up here in the control bar, and every once in a while it gets turned off, but it's window control to turn this bar back on. Now, once I get it to the right text, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put an envelope on this, and that means I'm going to warp my text box. That is done down the right hand side of the control bar, right here where it says Make Envelope. Usually when you hover over top of it, it shows up, and mine's not doing it right now. But one more time, maybe? Nope. But Make Envelope. So you select that. It says Warping Options. I'm going to do an arc, but I want my arc to be the opposite of what it is right now. So I'm going to go like -65%. And then I'm going to hit OK. Once I change this into a warped text box, I lose my ability at first to look at and change the font, type, family. So if I go into here, there is a thing that says Edit Contents. And that'll allow me to change the actual text font. Now, this is the warping options. This is the edit content options found underneath our selection tool in the control bar. Now, once I have it where I want it to be, I'm now going to make it the appropriate size, and it's right about the size I need it to be. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. Alright, and then I'm actually going to move this in so it's, or over, so it's kind of the center, and move it up. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is, I only want about half a saw blade, so one of the things I'm going to do is use a shape to actually block out half of it. So if I click and drag, it's going to make a rectangle right now. And that rectangle, I'm going to use about this size. The one thing I do want this to be is an opposite color. Right now I have a fill color of black and my outline turned off. I want to reverse that. Alright, where I have a fill color, of white. So I'm going to go to this down here where it says default colors. I'm going to go up here to where it says my options, which are not opening up right now. Oh, cancel. I was making a new box by accident. Selection tool. Weird. Okay, that one's not working for me right now, but if I come down here, I should be able to still select my stroke and then turn that off. And I just have a big white rectangle now. Now the next thing is, if I put this in the right spot by clicking and dragging it, I will only be able to see half my saw blade, and that's what I'm going for. And then lastly, I have to arrange this so it's in the right spot. So I do a selection by clicking on it, and I right click it to be able to arrange this. And I don't want to send it all the way to the back, so I want it to cover my saw blade. At the same time, I don't want it to cover my Industrial Tech, so I'm just going to send it backward one step. The more layers, the more you might have to do that in between. Now, if I deselect, it'll kind of give you an idea of what it's looking like. Now, the one thing I do want to do is I want to make this just a little bit bigger. my saw blade itself. Alright, recenter it. And then lastly, I'm going to add one more bit, and that's going to be RMS right here. So I go into my text tool again, or my type tool. I select, type in RMS. Right now it is black. I select that portion. I'm going to move it to where I want it to go, and I'm going to resize it. And now I'm just going to kind of put it in one spot and kind of think, do I like it there, or would it look better if I put it up on here? Kind of hard to see here, but if I come in and I turn my colors around, I can turn this one into a white box, get rid of my fill color, or my stroke color, and now I have a white RMS going over my black saw blade. Deselect, it kind of gives you an idea about how your stuff looks. And one thing I want to do is just make sure it looks like it's working together. So I'm going to move my bottom design up a little bit. I'm going to select my top, shift, select my other one to move that down so it's kind of working together. I notice that I want to do one more shift, select the rectangle, so that goes too. Now, when I select that to the side, it deselects and it shows me what I have so far. One of the things I always strongly suggest is, at the end, File, Save. Make sure you have updated that so it doesn't delete on you. Now, reminder that we have a type to put up here as far as text for your name, and then last video will be all about organizing a pattern or a quote down here in our device slots. Thanks for watching.